Good afternoon, JSN Live fans. Back with another video. Hope everything's going well today. Got my ATL hat on today, representing the Braves down here in South Georgia. People know me. I am a fair weather fan. Um, might catch me with a Houston Astros hat on tonight. I don't know, but really not a really good baseball fan. Um, not really a fan of a sport. Well, I am a fan of the sport, but I don't have a team per se. But yeah, man. So definitely want to thank you guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and also hit that notification bell, so you can see when my videos are coming out. Definitely get them likes up, man, because YouTube is playing games. They ain't trying to get people videos seen. So if I can get those likes up, I would gladly appreciate it. What I'm going to talk about real quickly, Kyrie Irving. Is he the new NBA? Is he Dave Chappelle? And is LeBron James Kevin Hart of the NBA? I'll talk about that in a minute. Also, I want to talk about Enes Kanter torches Nike for remaining silent, which I want to discuss that as well. And then I probably will touch on the Lakers. How are they doing now? See, a lot of people don't want to discuss NBA like that right now because it's such a long season, and I totally agree. Things can change after the All-Star break, and typically with LeBron's teams in the last 18, 19 years, they play mediocre till after the break, and then they start rolling. Okay, so let's get to it. So is he the NBA's Dave Chappelle, and LeBron James is the Kevin Hart of the NBA? Now, Kyrie always had his own mind in the NBA. Kyrie showed fearlessness with his stance on the mandate from the New York government and the NBA. Kyrie is losing millions of dollars because he is not complying with the NBA's protocol. Dave Chappelle walked away from millions of dollars on Comedy Central for what he believed in. People call Dave Chappelle crazy for walking out on $50 million. LeBron James was the chosen one even since he stepped into the NBA. He is one of the best NBA players that I have ever seen. He never had any scandals since he been in the NBA. LeBron never sacrificed his career for what he believed in. He is part of the establishment. He is handpicked by the establishment to lead the African American community. Now I want to play this video with Malcolm X, what he said about athletes. Check this out.
Baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.
Isn't that interesting? Now, Kevin Hart used to be very, very funny when he used to tour with Patrice O'Neal. Now, Patrice O'Neal died in the late 2000s, and Kevin Hart became one of the chosen ones. His comedy specials started to lack substance due to Kevin trying to not offend anyone. He became one of the highest paid comedians as a reward of being chosen by the establishment. Now, Floyd Mayweather joined the club, knocking out the woke culture. There was a video that went viral involving Floyd Mayweather declining to take a picture with a white young teenager with painted fingernails. And the video went viral. Check this out.
You got to pay the nails. You can't. I'm not taking no people guy with no painted nails.
Back up. Hey.
Damn, bro. Floyd's a You guys saw that first, bro. Floyd doesn't want to take a photo of me because my nails are painted.
You got painted nails.
This is the new generation. Now, Floyd Mayweather was accused of being a homophobe. Why is it okay to call an athlete or entertainer a homophobe or any other name just because he refuses to take a picture with you? First off, stop worshiping athletes and entertainers. They can decline to take a picture with you or sign an autograph if they want to. Stop putting these athletes on a pedestal. Floyd Mayweather also joined the athletes that are speaking up to protect freedoms. Dave Chappelle is protesting the First Amendment freedom of speech. Dave Chappelle received backlash from the LGBTQ community after his amazing Netflix special, The Closer. Dave Chappelle gave a response to the LGBTQ community. Now check this video out.
This film that I made was invited to every film festival in the United States, and some of those invitations I accepted. And when this controversy came out about The Closer, they began disinviting me from these film festivals. And now, today, not a film company, not a movie studio, not a film festival, nobody will touch this film. Thank God for Ted Sarandos at Netflix. He's the only one that didn't cancel me yet. To the transgender community, I am more than willing to give you an audience, but you will not summon me. I am not bending to anybody's demand. I desperately want people to see this movie, but I understand why investors would be nervous. Since nobody will touch it, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will make it available for all of you in 10 American cities, going on sale in the next few days. You will be able to see this movie in its entirety, and you can see what they're trying to obstruct you from seeing. And you can judge for yourself, but you cannot have this conversation and exclude my voice from it. That is only fair. You have to answer the question, am I canceled or not? Then let's go. Thank you very much, and good night.
Such a great marketer. Definitely applaud that man. Kyrie Irving is displaying heroics in regards to what he believes in. The NBA is trying to force all of the NBA players to become. Kyrie Irving refused to take so the NBA suspended him until further notice. Former NBA Hall of Fame players are shaming him to take this stance. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Charles Barkley was once part of the, athletes that spoke against the establishment, but now it appears that these athletes are part of the establishment. Now, Floyd Mayweather showed his support for Kyrie Irving via video. Check this out.
Kyrie, what's up? I know you're going through a lot. We had a chance to hang out in 2016 when you represented America, when you represented the red, white, and blue. You only want to be treated fair. I was going to post something on one of my social media pages, but I decided to do it the old school way and read it out to you because you're a great person, great father, great athlete, and you believe what you believe. America is the land of the free. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion. and supposedly freedom to choose. Never be controlled by money. I respect you for having some integrity and being your own man. A free mind makes his own choices. An enslaved mind follows the crowd. Stand for something or fall for anything. One man can lead a revolution to stand up and fight for what's right. One choice, one word, one action can change the world. It's crazy how people hate you for being a leader. I hope your actions encourage many others to stand up and say enough is enough. Respect to you, Kyrie, and power to the people.
You know, I had to stop running away from using my voice and using my platform to,
Powerful. Now we need to stand up, stand by Kyrie Irving, Dave Chappelle, Nicki Minaj, Floyd Mayweather for showing courage fighting against the establishment. We need to protect our rights and we need to protect our rights and stop giving up our freedoms because of fear. Kyrie Irving is the NBA's Dave Chappelle, in my opinion. And LeBron James is the Kevin Hart of the NBA. Now we should stand behind Kyrie Irving. You know, it's we the people. I love the fact what he's doing. You see so many companies right now, they're uh they're folding. They say one thing. They're like, no, we're going to mandate this and mandate that. And when the people come together, they change their mind. If you saw what happened to Southwest Airlines. And again, I love the fact that people are trying to step out and help him. All you need is one. Now, Kyrie, shout out to him. He's sacrificing millions of dollars. Now, again, I talked about Muhammad Ali all the time. He was the greatest, in my opinion. Now, he was the greatest not because of his boxing skills and his IQ, because what he didn't have, he had about 40 knockouts. A lot of other boxers had way more knockouts than he did. He didn't have the great technique. It was unheard of to go backwards when you're slipping punches, because if they land on you, you're going to fall. There was many times he fell getting hit going backwards. He didn't have the most wins. Sugar Ray Robinson fought way more than he did and won. It wasn't what he did on the field or in the boxing ring. It was what he did outside of it, what he sacrificed. Now think about the time where everybody was pro-war. We were trying to go to war. And if you went against that, you were the problem, which he was. People hated him for that. 20, 30 years later down the road, they're like, he's a hero. Dave Chappelle had arguably one of the funniest shows on TV for the baby boomers who just got on here. You don't understand the time. Like, this was before, social media and everything like that. Everybody went home to watch his show. That's how good it was. And he was going to get $50 million, and he walked away from it. And people thought something was wrong with his mental capacity. Everybody knew it. Like, oh, he went to Africa, something wrong. He was the butt of the jokes. But he stood on his principles. That's what America is about. Again, LeBron James, great player, fun to watch. He never sacrificed his career. He's squeaky clean. Nothing wrong with that. He came and did what his job was, to play basketball. But why is it that he's part of the establishment. They find someone who's squeaky clean, the establishment, and they use them. And we're supposed to listen to him because he never did anything wrong. Again, Kevin Hart's the same way. Kevin Hart, when he was good, he used to be with Patrice O'Neal. Now, Patrice, everybody know he said whatever he wanted to. God rest the dead. God bless the dead. I'm sorry. But he used to go on tour with him. And that's when Kevin Hart was at his funniest. But then he wanted to get the money. And then when you get the money, you have to deal with the sponsors and the establishment. So then he had to do this squeaky clean act. That's really not him. And quite frankly, he sucks at it. To me. So it's just interesting that the establishment and the people like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Charles Barkley, who fought against the establishment, people like what's the guy's name? Forgot his name off the top of my head. I'll pop up my head. But all these shock jock radio hosts, Howard Stern, he was against the establishment coming in. So now these guys are a part of the establishment. When did that happen? Shout out to Enes Kanter for basically torching Nike, torching them on their practices in China. See, this is the problem I have with LeBron James, because if you're for the people and you guys are getting paid, in China, there's black African Americans there. There's Africans there who's getting mistreated. They have alleged slave camp, modern day slavery. And y'all still getting money from China. Nobody cares though. All them Nikes have blood on them shoes. And he called it out. All right, so I'm gonna get Will on the line here real quick. Let me a second. Yo, what's going on?
What's good, man?
Oh man, everything. Hold on, let me slide this over here. Yeah. Good, man. Man, how's your day?
Oh, good. Not as good as yours, though. I see you got that red plastic cup.
Oh man, I'm drinking the ice drink, man.
Oh, okay.
I
In customer service back in the day when people used to take Pepsi bottles with a little bit extra in the Pepsi.
don't know that about that. I know at the cookouts they used to do that, but yeah, man. So yeah, I was talking about I brief you real quick, but I was talking about Kyrie Irving. I was saying, is he the NBA's Dave Chappelle, and LeBron James is the Kevin Hart of the NBA?
Right. Well, I sit there and think about that quote where if you live long enough, you'll become the villain, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for some time, Kyrie's been the villain, and it's like now he's the hero. Amongst a lot of people, he's the villain amongst a lot also.
Mm.
But they are definitely, trying to make certain people examples. And yeah, he's definitely the Dave Chappelle of the NBA, and LeBron, he's in there with the power. The funny thing about what you were saying earlier about the squeaky clean people, those people usually they look clean to everyone else. They choose who they want to look clean. Like, we don't know what stuff going on with LeBron. I've heard rumors. You probably heard rumors. Same thing with Michael Jordan. Like who would have known? Everything about Jordan until these documentaries and books started coming out. So, I think you're definitely spot on.
Yeah, it's just interesting because, like you said, these people were so squeaky clean until something come out later. But now I I agree with what Michael Jordan did in his beginning of his career, where he didn't speak out. I think if you're a basketball player, you should focus on being a basketball player. I don't think that you should uh, be this guy who humanitarian and all this other stuff like they're trying to portray right now. Because again, they didn't. The white people don't have to do that. I never saw Rodney Dangerfield out here saying, on these campaigns and stuff. He was a comedian,
Mhm.
you know, and quite frankly, if he came out, people probably wouldn't respect him because that's how it was back in the day. You didn't have these athletes and entertainers because they're. I mean, come on, like if they're focused on this their whole life, how are they going to know policies and different things like that anyway? So and I played a clip with Malcolm X. Where I play again, that these people are planted to run their agenda.
Mm.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna play. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just thinking about how that's been done in different arenas, whether it's been in the eugenics, whether it's been through even we could go to Jim Crow, you know, racism in the South. There was always someone who was in a influential position who may not have had the skills or the qualifications in regards to what they're talking about to be able to lead the masses. So that's definitely something that's going on right now because like you had said, to be a professional athlete, you're putting a lot of your time, into that. You barely have time for anything. Like these people, whenever they split from their families, they don't have time for their kids really. So how do you have time to become an expert politician in this downtime that you don't have?
Absolutely, and it just shows you how the power of influence can change things. Because back in the day, when everybody was smoking, they would put Joe Camel on the carton.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, and that influenced a lot of kids, or the cartoon characters on the cereal boxes. But it just so happened that there's a thing when what's the word? How am I going to reword this? But if you're a kid and you love sports like we do, because they're coming to children the same way they're doing with the cartoons on the cereal box or whatever, and then now you're an adult, you're going to follow these athletes because that's what you're accustomed of doing.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to do whatever they say. But like again, they don't typically do that with Tom Brady and the rest of them. They don't try to force you to do one thing as a group. So I'm gonna play this Malcolm X video real quick.
Baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.
Right. And it just continues. It goes on. It goes on and on and on, and it's sad. Now, also, I was talking about with Floyd Mayweather. I want you to get your opinion on that. With him refusing to take a picture with the guy who had painted fingernails. What do you think about that?
Well, what was the reason he said?
Oh, I'll play the video real quick, and you can just.
You got painted nails. You can't. I'm not gonna take no picture of a guy with no painted nails. Hey.
My bad. Damn, bro. Floyd's a You guys saw that first, bro. Floyd doesn't want to take a photo of me because my nails are painted.
You got painted nails. You can't. I'm not gonna take no picture of a guy.
What's your thoughts?
I have two side thoughts. Okay, one is on the side of Floyd. Floyd can take a picture with whoever he wants. It don't matter if someone got a Frankenstein costume, painted nails, you know, whatever type of hair, whatever. That's whatever he wants. But I want to look at the other side. Where are we today to where men or because that was, I assume, a male, a man, or going and like this crying and snitching type stuff, like why even put it out there to the world? I mean, the most that I've seen is usually people, if it come up in a conversation, like yeah, I met coach so and so, he was kind of mean or whatever. But this stuff to where you're putting it to broadcast for the world, what they're trying to do is to, of course, to implement shame and, just put it out there, because social media is all about social me.
Wow.
It's kind of lame to me. I would have, if I was that guy and I had the painted nails and whatever, I thought I would have just said F him, you know.
I like that. Me, the I like that. Okay, so you're a support of athletes and entertainers not taking pictures with anyone whenever they don't want to. I agree with that totally. Because I mean, I had my share of incidents with athletes and entertainers who did that. And again, I didn't go to social media and say it, but I mean, like you said, they have a right to do what they want to do, and it doesn't mean that he is racist or homophobic because he did that. You know, I know a lot of married athletes wouldn't take pictures with sexy females. You
Right.
know, for whatever reason, that doesn't make them misogynistic and different things like that. It's just for whatever reason that they're doing it. Or I heard Willie D say the other day that he wouldn't take pictures with dudes with baggy pants and different things like that.
Mm,
So again, when are we going to stop this? Where these celebrities and entertainers got to do what you want, or you're going to shame them?
right.
And just the name calling too. Like, where are you calling someone a name? Like, first, you don't want masculine people to call you a name, but you end up giving us a whole dictionary of who we are. You
Right.
know, if you're misogynistic or you're homophobic or like this is just a bully tactic to me. You know, and secondly, why are we continue to put these athletes on a pedestal?
Hmm.
Like, we have to stop having these athletes your idol? They're just people. You know.
Right. But it's crazy. You're right about that, because if Floyd were to say, like, man, like use the F word, the other F word, and call him that, or like get your soft away from me, or whatever it would be,
Mm-hmm.
and it would probably be a much bigger issue.
Mm-hmm.
And he, like come on, there should be, like, some people actually get upset about that, like
Mm-hmm.
um you know call me a homophobe, or anything. Like, some people don't like being lied on,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
like a sense of justice or whatever, where they'll go off on you if you lie.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's all this one way stuff, and a lot of people, they cannot take the heat that they dish out.
Yeah, right. And then I like the fact that these figures that we're talking about, they're financially set, you know, so they can do what they want. Uh, Now, Dave Chappelle, you heard about that situation. I'll play the quick clip that I have. And what do you think about what he's doing with the video? You can answer after I play the video. He has a documentary that he did. I did listen. I did hear that he was doing this. I didn't know he was recording it, but I knew during the pandemic, a lot of people were going to his, his ranch, and he would do like a whole show. And a lot of people, he said, break bread with him and making money. And he was going to put this stuff out, and he's getting canceled for it. I'm gonna play the quick video. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but give me a
This
second.
film that I made was invited to every film festival in the United States, and some of those invitations I accepted. And when this controversy came out about the closer, they began disinviting me from these film festivals. And now, today, not a film company, not a movie studio, not a film festival, nobody will touch this film. Thank God for Ted Sarandos at Netflix. He's the only one that didn't cancel me yet. To the transgender community, I am more than willing to give you an audience, but you will not summon me. I am not bending to anybody's demand. I desperately want people to see this movie, but I understand why investors would be nervous. Since nobody will touch it, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will make it available for all of you in 10 American cities, going on sale in the next few days. You will be able to see this movie in its entirety, and you can see what they're trying to obstruct you from seeing. And you can judge for yourself, but you cannot have this conversation and exclude my voice from it. That is only fair. You have to answer the question, am I canceled or not? Then let's go. Thank you very much, and good night.
Yeah. So, what's your thoughts on? I call Dave Chappelle a heroic character in this day and time. What do you think about what he's doing?
Well, while you had that video playing, I was over there ordering my tickets. So I'll be over to Cleveland November 14th. But whatever the case, I definitely think that it's heroic. And, you know, a lot of these guys, what they do is they'll start off on something. Then the PR person or whoever is handling them or whatever may get in their ear and say, hey, you want to lose some money or something of the sort. And then next thing you know, you have a little bit of a backtrack. And then the next thing you know, it's a full-on apology. And then from there, you know, it's an apology tour. Like Dave ain't apologizing, you know, about this. He's pretty much stuck on what he said. That's the man who, like he said, I walked away from the 50 million. You know, so you can't. People like that are dangerous to the people who are in power because you can't really control what they do. So, you know, I know this isn't necessarily a religious show, but I pray for Dave Chappelle that, you know, everything goes well, because in, you know, different states, like they do kind of treacherous stuff. Like, you know, like you might find the police pulling you over all of a sudden, or you know, I know one guy that they would have like false calls, like call CYF, and, you know, those type of things. People do that type of stuff whenever they're, you know, being controlled like sheep. So I definitely respect Dave Chappelle and what he's doing. I think he's definitely, you know, that's the definition of a hero. They're doing what everyone else is not willing to do.
Speaking of hero, Celtics, Enes Kanter, I don't know if it's saying his name right. He torched NFL for remaining silent with all the cruelty that's going on in China. And I want to play a quick video and then get your response on that as well.
Dear Nike, your company says that you are making a positive impact in our communities. And that is true. Yes, you are. Here in the United States, Nike stands with the Black Lives Matter. Nike stands with Stop Asian Hate. Nike stands with the Latino community. And Nike stands with the LGBTQ community. And Nike remains vocal about injustice here in America. But when it comes to China, Nike remains silent. You do not address police brutality in China. You do not speak about discrimination against the LGBTQ community. You do not say a word about the oppression of minorities in China. you are scared to speak up. Who makes your shoes in China? Do you even know? There are so many forced labor factories in China. For instance, Uyghur forced labor in modern day slavery, and it is happening right now in China. Millions of Uyghurs are currently detained, sold, and assigned to work at forced labor camps, prisons, and factories across the country. They are under constant surveillance, with long working hours and poor living conditions. They are subject to political re-education. They have no freedom of expression, no freedom of religion, and they are not even able to leave. Did you know that almost the entire apparel and footwear industry is tainted by Uyghur forced labor? Many well-known global brands are implicated, and yes, that includes one of the NBA's biggest sponsors, Nike. Nike claims that they do not allow any forced labor in their supply chains. Yet, they don't have the receipt to prove it. They have not publicly committed to cutting ties with the Chinese government's labor transfer scheme. They have not provided clear timelines or updates about their efforts to end this. They have not publicly committed to the steps outlined by the coalition to end Uyghur forced labor. Don't forget, every time you put those shoes on your feet or you put that t-shirt on your back, there are so many tears and so much oppression and so much blood behind it all. Nike likes to say, just do it. Well, what are you doing about the slave labor that makes your shoes? That slave labor that makes you rich? To the owner of Nike, Phil Knight, I have a message for you. How about I book a plane tickets for us? Let's fly to China together. We can try to visit these slave labor camps, and you can see it with your own eyes. LeBron James and Michael Jordan, you guys are welcome to come too. Nike must be a participant in this. Stop with hypocrisy. Stop the modern day slavery now.
Yeah, what's your thoughts?
Well, I think that's there's a lot to unpack on this. Kanter is definitely brave, being from he's Turkish. So over there in Turkey, they've actually experienced I wouldn't say modern day slavery, but they've experienced like different levels of poverty and different things going on. And it's funny, or not funny, but it's crazy because he actually he had a contract with Nike very early on that probably supported his family. That's one reason why he wasn't able to go to college. But for him to, even though it's kind of like if someone, when you were a kid, the drug dealer was giving you money. But you grow up and you start finding like, hold on, they doing wrong. A lot of people won't speak up about that. And for him to actually do that, it shows he has a caring heart. Now, let's not get anything twisted. A lot of corporations have a lot of things wrong. The problem with Nike is that they are going around parading as this woke company over here in the US. And they're supporting all these different woke organizations and doing all this virtue signaling like they're a really good company. While meanwhile, back in the back, all of that's going on. So he knows where the bodies are. And, I'm glad they're getting exposed.
Now, do you think the woke African-American artists should care about this situation because there's so much things going on in America? Do you think that's our fight?
Well, I'm not part of the hour, but I do think I think that it should be, because I think that if you are out virtue signaling and you're out saying, calling out all these things that, like I said, you dig deeper, to be honest, our cell phones, you dig deep enough, you're going to find some stuff that was being done to be able to make that cell phone. So I think a lot of people are disingenuous in trying to say that they're so good and they're so quote unquote woke. When in reality, all they're doing is they're just looking at surface level things. Even if you're if you're a pro-black over here in America, if you're going to take that to its deepest level, then you should care about the Africans all around the world. So I never really, understood that part where people, they want to be able to pick and go super hard on one thing, but then as far as the other things, they kind of ignore it. They're looking at the people who are out giving the turkeys out on Thanksgiving for free, but not calling out the fact that, hey, these are the gangsters that are.
Oh my God!
Yeah, but yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Okay. Well, you're off the hot seat, man. Congratulations. It's good. Last question I want to ask you. The Braves and the Astros, Houston Astros, are in the World Series. Who you got?
I'm gonna go at Houston.
Oh my God!
Now it's only it. I get a little political on it, but I like what Georgia's doing, and I like what Texas is doing. And I like Texas a little bit better, so I'm gonna just go with the Astros.
All right, I'm a fair weather fan, so today I got the Braves. Tonight when we do the show, T and J definitely get in there. We're gonna I'm gonna probably wear my Houston. So I'm a bandwagon hopper. So we'll see. But
how is Atlanta's pitching looking this year?
I have no idea. I don't even. I'll be honest. I don't really watch baseball like that. All I know is Houston been at the World Series 3 out of 5 times, and it looked like they. I mean, they lost yesterday, and I don't know why I didn't watch the game, but I'm probably going to watch it tonight. So I'm just guessing.
I just know that Houston, if they still have them, the last time I checked, they had Verlander, they had Greinke, they had a a lot of the pitchers of your favorite pitchers.
Right. Verlander, he's still getting it done. I remember Verlander was in where did he play? Did he play San Francisco or Detroit? Because I just remember his name. Again, I don't watch baseball like that. You got to blame Pittsburgh Pirates for that one, but I used to be a fan of them. But when I was in Michigan, and it was Detroit and San Francisco playing.
Yeah, he was with Detroit.
Okay, yeah. I wanted Detroit to win just because I was up there, but they got swept, I think. I was like, same old Detroit. Everybody pays. Anyway, well, I appreciate you being on the show, man. You definitely brought the heat today. You're off the block. Is there anything else you want to say before you leave the show?
Yeah, definitely. You guys definitely support Kyrie, support Dave. Go check out Dave's show. You could find it on the internet. It's going on in Columbus, Cleveland, a couple of other cities. But also, be sure to, Josie Sports Nation is out here giving the different angles that aren't always put out there. So if I know he's probably said it already, but if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. YouTube's doing some funny stuff. So don't miss out on that. And if you're up to go to court tonight, tune in to TNJ Radio on YouTube.
Great. And we thank you for being part of the what we call Fearless Outlaws.
All right.
Appreciate it. Yeah, he brought the heat, man. To end on it, I definitely want to talk about the Lakers real quick, give my little 2 cents, and then I'll be heading out. But I've been watching the Lakers the last couple games. Now, most people say because it's a long season, they'll say, "Hey, it doesn't matter what they do before the All Star break." But and they're right. But I just wanted to watch how the cohesion of this LA team, because they have a lot of these old stars. I like to compare them to the 2004 Lakers. They have all these old players, and it was hard for them to, excuse me, come together. There was a lot of injuries. I remember Shaquille O'Neal was hurt. Um, Kobe Bryant was frustrated. I don't even think what's his name? Carmelo played in the finals. I think he got hurt. So it was the marathon of attrition. Now, what I noticed in these couple games with the Lakers, which I am not a fan. I'm one of the LeBron's number one haters ever since he uh left Cleveland. I'm one of those guys. But I still watch him. Really pretty efficient player. I think he is just trying to get points. I think he just want to beat Kareem's record because he couldn't do it winning championships. So he's doing everything he can. That's just my opinion. He's still good though. I think he's like how Tom Brady is. Tom Brady Tom Brady's a very efficient quarterback, but and I can't fault him for going with the rules changes, because if the rule changes was like they were, he would not be playing, and there's no way LeBron can play at that level because they would have beat him up. And everybody say, "Oh, he's so big." Well, that's why three or four people would hit him instead of one. He would be hurt. But anyway, that's a hypothetical. He's playing. He's going to break Kareem's record, where Kareem didn't even shoot any threes. But he's going to break the record. And I believe if Kevin Durant does not get hurt, he's going to break his record. So now they're just going for individual records. I digress. Now, what I notice about um, the Lakers is I think they should try different lineups. I don't like the lineup that they have now because, you have Westbrook starting, and then you have LeBron, and then you have AD. There's not enough balls to go around, and Westbrook has to play full speed. That's the only way he can play. And I don't think a quarterback, I mean not a quarterback, a point guard should play full speed. I think that's left up to the shooting guard and the 3, the 4, but I don't think a point guard should play full speed. It's hard to play full speed and think about pass. It's impossible because when you play full speed, you're thinking about scoring. In your mind, it's not on scoring. I mean, your mind is not on trying to make everybody better. First off, you get the rebound and you're gone. Now, I remember I heard a story about Wilt Chamberlain when he used to play, and he didn't like to do all that running, so he'll get the rebound and just hold the ball and wait for the guy to come back so he wouldn't have to run up the court, you know. But as far as this team, he played really very well. I watched the game yesterday, and they played against the Spurs. They were down most of the game. AD got hurt, and he came back though. But I just don't see him lasting unless they do a lot of fake injuries so he can get some rest. I just don't see him lasting. He's what I think he's under 30, but he played a really good game. He scored over 30. Um, I don't like how they play AD at the 3-point line all the time. He's not that great of a 3-point shooter. And why are you having him out there? I don't understand. Like, play big, be the big team. You got Dwight Howard. You have a big team. Let people conform to you. You have LeBron James shooting all these threes. And when I saw when they lost that one game, is they're shooting these threes, and he was making them, but there was quite a few people missing them, which started the fast break. A long pass, then they scored. It was a lot of layups from them missing these threes, and you couldn't get back on offense. So I think with Russell Westbrook, I think that he needs to play on the second team because then he can go run. He could do what he wants, and it gives LeBron some rest because LeBron is old now. He needs to get some rest and have him on there. And I think they should stop shooting so many threes, in my opinion. Play the big man's game, get people in foul trouble. You have arguably one of the best scorers in history, Carmelo Anthony. I don't think he should be sitting out the 3-point line. Let him work on that second team. Let him work on somebody, because at least if he missed that shot, you got Dwight Howard to get the rebound. Instead of shooting them threes, it goes off hard, and that's just what I see. Uh, so I mean, and then you got to look at the West is tough. It's not like it used to be. See, LeBron, when he was playing in the East, all he had to do was worry about whatever one team that made it through the West. Now you got to worry about 6 teams, and they're really good. So that's my take on it. Definitely, again, like the page, because YouTube is doing some things. We got to get these likes up for me. I really appreciate it. Subscribe and share it, for my outlaw fans. And with that, I'm going to let you go, and I'll see you on the next video.